It was the official start of the transfer portal madness yesterday across the country, and as you might assume, there was lots of news on that. Nebraska had news. It wasn't a horrible day for Nebraska in terms of starting athletes, starting players. There you obviously saw some guys go to the portal, but I thought if you want to assess the day as major panic versus, the opposite, calm, I'm pretty calm of who Nebraska lost yesterday.
You know about major panic.
I don't panic.
Hey, I got an idea.
What do you got?
What was I just saying? When there's someone jumps in the portal, if we're live on air, active portal alert. How about
active
that?
Portal alert?
Active.
We could look into that. I don't have anything ready for you yet.
How about Alabama? How about Alabama with 7 players entering the portal? How about a guard named Javion Cohen, 2-year starter at Bama, one of 7 tied players in. Now look at the AC. All right, we'll get into
Nebraska added 2 Alabama players last year, did they not?
Yeah.
Kane Williams, we didn't see play, and Stephon Wynn, who we did see play.
Yeah.
So this is not news for Alabama.
No.
But yes, that is true. I'm not trying to bring the moment down.
Doing your specialty.
I'm
pouring cold water.
I'm giving
on
you
whatever
facts.
I have to say.
I'm simply giving you facts on the situation.
It's not surprising.
It's not surprising. Nebraska.
Josh is here. He needs to get used to you. Hi, Josh.
You never get used to me.
Josh is our producer,
our EP, executive producer.
We have not come up with a nickname, Josh.
Well, this is second day, so
right. It'll happen probably naturally. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it last night. I didn't.
You've been thinking about nicknames for him already?
Yeah. Usually they have to occur on the spur of the moment. He will do something stupid.
That's usually how it does happen. Yeah.
By the
nicknames.
Yeah. You're one of Jake's specialties is pouring cold water on something I have.
Let's just say I'm not surprised by a lot of things in this life.
Yeah. If I would come in and say, God, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. Casey Thompson, there's like a horn that grew out of his forehead.
Yes.
And he's about right. So they gotta make a special helmet for him. Jake would be like, yeah.
What's
why is that?
What's wrong with that?
That always happens.
Typical. You never heard the horn stories before?
Anywho, yeah, a lot of portal activity. I mean, look at the ACC. Look at the quarterbacks coming out of the ACC.
DJ Uiagalelei, who was benched late this season, not surprisingly, is in the portal now. Sip, he has been disappointing as a quarterback there.
He's not even close to the
Phil Yurkovich at Boston College.
0 for 2.
Keaton Slovis at Pitt.
0 for 3.
Those are all guys that announced their transfers.
But those aren't the big ones.
Okay, what do you got?
Those guys didn't throw for 4,449 yards and 31 TDs in 2021. Brennan Armstrong.
Yeah, he didn't have a great year this year.
No. And Devin Leary,
NC State. That's 5 quarterbacks right there.
There's also Georgia Tech's Jeff Sims.
That's 6 quarterbacks.
Right. That's 6 out of the ACC.
Yeah.
Yeah. QB
in
shopping.
1 day.
Here's what I would suggest to people. Plug on 3. Man, they cover the portal well. They specialize in it. I mean, if you're wondering about, in fact, they track it for us for Husker Online.
That's very helpful.
Oh my God, it's helpful. Yeah,
makes your job easier.
Oh yeah, they see the portal. So yeah, it's fascinating. I mentioned 7 Alabama players in. So Nebraska guys, let's hit the Nebraska guys.
Well, again, it wasn't if you're trying to assess is this major damage for Nebraska. I'm not trying to put these guys down. We didn't see them a lot, but yesterday it was guys like Marquise Black, defensive lineman, Jalen Weaver, Alex Kahn, a backup offensive lineman, Camonte Grimes, Brendan Frankie. Is there anybody else I missed from yesterday?
Nope. So Nebraska has had 8 total. 8 total to this point. The big losses, and they're losses, there's no doubt about it. There's Ernest Hausman. I mean, that one sucks. That's a bona fide loss.
That one sucks.
Yeah. That's a soul sucker.
It is.
If you're a Nebraska fan. Jaden Gold, within the program, Jaden Gold is regarded as a future star. Defensive back. He's out. New Jersey kid is gone into the portal.
Okay, future star. We didn't see him much this year at all, right? We saw Ernest. Ernest is the one that hurts.
Right.
Jaden Gold, he can say whatever. He didn't play this year.
Play a little bit. Hausman. Okay, we have to.
He is the significant loss.
We have to get to this because the other day I raised the issue of I think maybe this could just be a leverage play by Hausman to draw more money out of Nebraska
and
see what he's. Nope, he's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah,
he's not coming back.
I'm hearing he's gone.
No matter what.
Well, I'm not saying you never know.
You'd be surprised if he returns. You're saying that.
I'll be surprised. Okay. I mean, if you follow him on Twitter, he's got like 20 plus Power 5 programs. That just followed him.
Understandably so.
Oh, yeah, I know. No surprise.
Listen, his final 4 games this year, his November was really great. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a good month for Nebraska. They beat Iowa, but they lost the other 3 games. But he was really good in all 4 of those games.
10 tackles against Michigan. I think he had 13 against Wisconsin.
He was a guy that looked just different than other Nebraska players against Michigan. On a team full of a playoff team in Michigan, he looked like he was the part for that squad.
Yeah, so there'll be more, of course. And again, you don't want to, if you're a Nebraska fan, you sure don't want to overreact. Again, Alabama, yesterday, 7 players into the portal. And these guys, one's a 2-year starting guard. There's 3 receivers. 2 of them were part-time starters. Okay. They also had a reserve receiver go in. So it happens everywhere.
Well, if I'm Alabama, I'm not concerned because what do, Sip? They load up on receivers every year. You ever heard of Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle? Those guys are pretty typical players at Alabama. It feels like every year. Now, sometimes they're better than the other guys, but they always have elite receiver play in Alabama.
A place that doesn't always have elite receiver play. Iowa.
No, actually, it's rare they have elite receiver play.
How about Keegan Johnson, Clester Johnson, who appears on these airwaves sometimes, his son into the portal. Keegan Johnson into the portal. Arlen Bruce, who you saw against Nebraska.
He muffed the punt, right?
I think so, yeah.
I'm just bringing up the memories.
Wow.
What?
Piling on.
These were great moments for Nebraska. I remember the good plays that happened that were unfortunate for Iowa. He muffed the punt.
Arlen Bruce into the portal. Nebraska fans remember Charlie Jones. I did not know Charlie Jones, who had this year led the nation in receptions. Charlie Jones for Purdue.
That's why he was first team All Big Ten.
Led the nation for Purdue in reception and receiving yards. 110 receptions for 1,361 yards. Charlie Jones. I didn't realize that at Iowa in 2 seasons, he only had 21 catches.
Well, again,
what were they doing with it? No, that's an indictment.
They don't throw the football that way.
If
they do, they throw it to their tight ends.
That's an indictment. If anything's an indictment on Brian Ferentz, that's it.
Well, how about a great decision by Charlie Jones to get the heck out of there and go to a place he could be a first-team All Big Ten receiver and lead the country in receptions.
Iowa had a first-team All Big Ten receiver that had 110 receptions this season at Purdue, and you found a way to get him the ball only 21 times in 2 years. In 2 years.
That's sad. Think about this. His very first game against Penn State, remember watching that? He had 12 catches that game.
Yeah.
He probably didn't even know he could do that. Oh, I can get the ball 12 times. This is odd. Hey, you actually throw the ball more than 10 times a game. A miracle.
Yeah, I was almost going to do an imitation of you there.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. That's what good players do.
I don't think that was a very good one.
That was pretty good. Yeah, like a good player. Was that good?
I sound like an idiot then. I think I'm an idiot dad all the time. Sometimes.
Hey. More portal news. If you're looking for a quarterback, they're out there.
Yes, they are.
Texas Tech, Donovan Smith, portaling. He has started at Texas Tech. The big one, Austin Reed. There'll be teams all over Austin Reed who entered the portal Monday out of Western Kentucky.
They always have quarterbacks now. Western Kentucky every year has something. Bailey Zappi, the Patriots quarterback, came from Western Kentucky.
Austin Reed threw for 4,247 yards last year. This season, we'll call it this season. Almost certainly will be at a Power 5 school. So you wonder, is Nebraska in play for any of these guys?
Well, I think if you could get a chance at that guy, Austin Reed, you talk to him. But if you want Casey Thompson to stay, then that's your guy.
Right. What are we doing here with Case? What you wonder. Again, 6 ACC quarterbacks who started this season are in the portal.
Mm-hmm.
6 ACC quarterbacks with starting experience this year. Brennan Armstrong, Virginia. Recap. Brennan Armstrong, Virginia. Phil
Yurkovich, Boston College.
Yurkovich.
Yeah,
Boston
it's
College.
Yurkovich. What?
NC State's Devin Leary.
Uh-huh.
Georgia Tech's Jeff Sims. Pitt's Keaton Slovis. And Clemson's DJ Ugalele.
Close.
What is it?
Uyunglele.
Yes. Jerkovic is already headed to Pitt.
That's right.
That's
to
over.
replace Keaton Slovis, who just is out of there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question regarding a quarterback that people in this conference might care more about. Graham Mertz puts his name in the portal at Wisconsin.
Forgot about that.
This is a serious question.
I'm dead serious.
Does Graham Mertz go to a Power 5 school, or is he destined for Group of 5? Is there a Power 5 school that would see Graham Mertz as worthy of a starting quarterback spot or contending for a spot, or is he bound for the Group of 5?
Boy, that is a great question.
Like, if you heard today that Nebraska took Graham Mertz, I think you'd see people say, "What? Why?"
Wait a second. Hold on. This is you just hit a great question.
Well, I thought about that. I'm like, how many of these guys that we saw in this conference?
This is a 3-year starter, right? 2-year starter.
2-year starter.
Multiple year starter in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And what started with this? What would Nebraska fans' reaction be?
They would not like that.
If Graham
Mertz. Still
Cracker.
Graham. Thank you. Graham
Cracker Mertz. He's a cracker. Am I canceled?
I know. Don't be canceled. It was a joke. He's a graham cracker. Let's go with that.
How would the fan base react to that?
Oh, it would be terrible. That'd be a bad thing for Matt Rhule to do.
And
because we mock Graham Mertz.
Yeah.
I was sad to see him leave yesterday. I said, dang, I was hoping that Fickle would keep him, or he would tell him to stay.
Who would draw the worst reaction? Petrus or Graham Mertz?
Petrus.
Okay.
And without hesitation. Hesitation. Or Padilla. Both those Iowa quarterbacks.
God, yeah. Mertz, though, would not be met with, okay, we have a quarterback. No, you're right.
We'd say, well, he's a third string. Sure, cool. You got a third string quarterback today.
So is he going to Power 5? Is he going to a Power 5 school?
I mean, is there any way that so Padilla's out at Iowa too?
Padilla's out?
Yeah. That's because here's the situation, Sip, for Iowa. Petrus is out with injury. Yeah. Padilla is transferring, and they're playing a guy in the bowl game against Kentucky that has never played in college football.
Ooh.
They're playing a third-string quarterback that's never taken a snap.
Ooh.
The early over-under line for Kentucky, Iowa was 32 points in the bowl game.
Well, Kentucky's going to win that game.
Right, but I'm just saying that Iowa's quarterback, they've already had major issues at quarterback this year with performance. Their quarterback in the bowl game will be a third stringer that's never seen the field.
They'll be lucky to score 10.
Yeah, they will. Well, defense they might score on. They got to score defensively or special teams.
Padilla's out. Alex,
that was announced like right after the Iowa game.
Okay, here's the deal.
After.
Yeah. Is Mertz going to a Power 5 school? I bet he thinks he is.
464-5685. Callers, texters, do you think Graham Mertz, who's Wisconsin's quarterback the last couple of years,
multiple year starter,
do you believe he will end up at a Power 5 school, or is he destined to go to the Group of 5?
Power 5. I mean, what about
Iowa would take Graham Mertz?
Spencer Sanders is on the move.
Yes,
Spencer Sanders at Oklahoma State on the move.
Now he had a rough year for what he is used to last year. Right. Oklahoma State had a really bad collapse to end the season.
What about Mertz at Oklahoma State? No, I can't see.
There's no way.
No.
He doesn't fit that offense.
No. You need a rifle arm.
Yep. He's not that.
Hey, Kansas State. Is he as good as Will Howard?
No. You kidding me? Will Howard makes plays.
Okay.
Now, think about the offense when Adrian,
strong opinion.
When Adrian left the offense, no, we love Adrian, but when he left, the offense got way better. They didn't rely on just the quarterback to run.
Okay.
I mean, we thought the first 5 weeks, man, K-State's got no receivers because he was getting no passing yards. And then Will Howard comes in, and all of a sudden, hey, he's hitting receivers. They're passing the ball. So no, Mertz is nowhere near Will Howard.
Aiden O'Connell's going to the NFL, and he'll flourish there. Would Mertz go to Purdue?
Well, we'll talk next segment about will Jeff Brom be at Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Jeff Brom, who's seen Graham Mertz play, would want that guy as his quarterback?
That's a stupid question I just asked. Unless they're just get desperate.
Well, to be fair, O'Connell was never a big recruit. He was a guy that was way deep on the depth chart and somehow rose up, became the quarterback he did.
You watch O'Connell. He strikes me as a high-round pick in the NFL.
I haven't looked at the projections recently for him in terms of
what would you project? Just don't look at him. Just go on your own. Is he first round?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I was going to say third to fourth.
Okay.
Leaning fourth.
Man, he makes some, Jake, I'm going to tell you something.
Leaning fourth round.
He makes some incredible throws. I mean,
he's made some bad mistakes, though, this year.
Yeah.
He does make some good throws.
Yeah. He pinpoint accuracy at times. Ridiculous. Pretty good athlete, too. You don't think he could sneak into the first round? Am I ruining my credibility?
No,
right now?
I have not looked at a mock draft for a while, or where he sits in projections with the other quarterbacks.
We'll look at that at the break, and I hope I'm not just destroying any credibility I have left.
Like, for example, like 2 months ago, before conference play began, like Will Levis at Kentucky was seen as a first-round pick, and then he just collapsed this year. He sucked at the end of the season. There's no way that guy's still a first-round pick. Whereas O'Connell might have been viewed as a first or second-round pick at some point. He didn't have the collapse, but is he still viewed as that by the so-called, draft nicks experts?
You want to play a little game here?
What do you got?
This goes with the portal talk. If Nebraska's defense avoids significant portal damage, you could have, and this unfortunately goes along with your take, that Nebraska should be, in the bowl range next season. This goes with your rethink my stance on that. Not change it, mind you. Just rethink my stance on you insisting that Nebraska gets to a bowl next year. Okay.
Where we go with this? Where are we going?
Well, in your defense, I mean, I'm not all down with that take, but they could seriously have 11 starters return on defense, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. 11 starters. I mean, that's
everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Garrett Nelson. Okay.
Are you feeling better about him now?
Well, he hasn't announced anything. Yeah. We wonder a little bit, will Garrett be back? School on the West Coast, maybe. Okay. Ty Robinson back.
Okay.
Colton Feast has told Sean Callahan that he's considering coming back. O'Shawn Mathis considering the NFL, but no announcement. Luke Reimer back, as far as I know. Nick Henrich back, as far as I know. Quentin Newsom back, as far as I know. Malcolm Hartzog back, as far as I know. Keith Buford back, as far as I know. Isaac Gifford back, as far as I know. Miles Farmer back, as far as I go.
Only guy again,
as far as
Ernest
I know.
Hausman, that you wouldn't see back.
Probably. Right.
That's pretty good. If all those guys stay,
it's 11. I mean, Mathis said he had wanted to consult with Mickey Joseph before he made any decisions. Now, how does that situation with Mickey affect Sean Mathis? I don't know. It doesn't mean, I don't know what it means. What's it mean one way or the other?
Well,
Mickey's not going to be in the equation. He wanted to consult with Mickey. Mickey, you can still consult with him, but Mickey's not going to be part of it. Does that mean O'Shawn's not going to be part of it?
Well, here's the deal. We in terms of those players, yeah, you're right. We haven't heard anything regarding if they're staying or not, but they also don't know who right now their defensive coordinator is going to be.
True.
They're probably waiting on, what's the fit? What's the system going to look like? What are we going to do?
Yeah.
What's the coach look like?
Good point.
When we learn who that is, then we might make a decision about where I'm going.
Yeah.
And you would hope that Nebraska would make that decision at some point here soon.
11 guys. 11 guys. And those, I mean, you look at that back end. Reimer, Henrich, Newsom, Hartzog, Buford, Gifford, Farmer. Those are good players. And this is a defense, by the way, Jake. I mean, I was tallying up the numbers yesterday again. they it was a pretty extreme. Let's put it this way: with Bill Bush in charge in the final 8 games, Nebraska allowed 5-point yards per play, which would rank 26th nationally. Damn near top 25 defense. They with Bush in charge, they allowed 197.8 passing yards, which is 25th. Top 25 defense.
It was a big flip, big turnaround.
Yeah. With Bush in charge, well, and then on special teams, my God, there's nobody in the country whose numbers improved as much as Nebraska's done special teams. The only place where they didn't do well is kickoff returns. That was it.
But they didn't botch them either, did they? That
Not
badly?
really.
There's a couple that they made mistakes on, but they didn't fumble.
They blocked 3 punts. They had only had 2 blocks the previous 4 years. I mean, they went from 128th nationally in punt returns to 7th in punt returns.
We didn't see a lot the last couple games, though, right? Remember, we were upset for a while they weren't returning punts?
The kickoff coverage went from 95th to 33rd. Net punting went from 125th to 49th.
That's improvement. It was good to see.
Yeah. Anyway, portal. So, yeah, yesterday, just kind of a nothing burger. As far as Nebraska goes, again, Alex Kahn just didn't work out. Young offensive lineman. Jalen Weaver didn't even make his announcement on Twitter. He just retweeted Sean. God bless Jalen Weaver. Didn't work out. Marquise Black just didn't work out. Again, the ones that hurt are Hausman and Gold, Jaden Gold. Jaden Gold is highly regarded in the program. It's disappointing that he's leaving. Now, we'll see what happens now. There's a long road. This is a long road. The portal stays open, I want to say mid-January, Jake. Mid-January. Stays open until January. So there's going to be a lot of I don't know how people feel about all this. It's just the way it is.
You can't stop it.
Yeah, and this is the way it is, player empowerment and all that. And it's happening. If you're a Nebraska fan, don't exist in a vacuum and think, oh my God, this is just happening at Nebraska. No, it's happening in Alabama. It's happening everywhere. Arizona's getting rocked right now in the portal.
If you saw me panic there for a second, because I saw a text, that's why I was confirming it. This is not true.
What?
Derek in a car said that Hartzog entered the portal. I did not. I just checked. I checked his Twitter feed. I checked everything. Malcolm Hartzog is not in the portal. Don't give us fake news in the show.
Where did you hear that?
Exactly. Where'd you hear that?
Don't know. Let's not even talk about it.
Right. I freaked out. I said, I don't think so. I checked everywhere.
That would be a tremendous loss.
But I just checked. He's not in the portal. Unless something happened I didn't see. I just looked right now.
He's not portaling.
No. Let's check his timeline, check the renewed. I don't see anything regarding that. So don't freak us out for no reason.
And he's not hurtling toward the portal?
Are you hurtling toward the portal?